Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are watching us from. I am Azoka Ozo OJ, and this is Igbo Area TV. Area Ndi Igbo. I want to talk on this particular Barrister Ejiofor suing Simon Ekpa in a Nigerian court. I was like, does it make sense? Does it make sense? In the same court that refused to grant your leader bail. Oh, okay, let's say the court granted him bail, and this is the same court you are seeking to come out from its, should I say, its shackles. I was like, these people are like in the same organization, Ejiofor and Simon Ekpa. It doesn't have to go outside. But if you have a problem with unbelievers, or if you have problems with unbelievers, these are people who you don't agree on the same thing. They wouldn't want to come to your church to settle. For example, if you have a problem with a Muslim or somebody that is an unbeliever, he doesn't believe in your church, you know that certainly if you invite him to your church, he wouldn't want to settle. Then you can go to court, because that court is the place that will settle that kind of matter, because it is in the court that both of you believes. So in the case of Ejiofor and Simon Ekpa, Ejiofor is a legal representative for IPOB, and Simon Ekpa is, some say he's not a member. Well, some said he's a member of the autopilot faction. There has been disagreement between these two in IPOB. So, the question now, is it wise for Ejiofor to take Simon Ekpa to a Nigerian court? That is what people are dragging. In a group I was discussing with somebody, the person told me, you are not learned in legal matters compared to Ejiofor. So that was where I rested my case. I was like, okay. The person said Ejiofor knows what he's doing. I said, okay, since I am not a lawyer, I'm not a legal luminary, I don't so much understand how the law goes. I think the person said Ejiofor is on the right track. He knows what he did, what he did is proper, that these are the introductory steps. What do you really think? Why we look at Mefor? Look at what Uche Mefor is saying. And Uche Mefor is a former IPOB number 2. And Uche Mefor has a brother who is a lawyer. I think so. He said Ejiofor's action, legal action against Simon Ekpa is an indictment of ESN. That's what Mefor said. Like I said, we already know who Mefor is. He was formerly IPOB number 2, and he left. And I think there's no vacant seat for number 2 again. The number 2 seat was squashed off. So on Wednesday, you remember Ejiofor launched a legal action against Simon Ekpa. And according to Mefor, who is now looking at the matter, though he's no longer in IPOB, but we want to share his view and look at what you think. He said it's an inverse indictment of Eastern Security Network, ESN, IPOB and her leadership, for a lawyer inside IPOB to sue somebody. Okay, like I said earlier, some do not consider Ekpa as an IPOB member. So, but still, if you look at it, you will say he is. Some say he's not. Then he claims to be. That he even, if you watch some of his broadcasts, he will tell you he controls that the bulk of the followers. That's what he says. So, that was on Tuesday. Ejiofor announced how that he has taken a step to sue Ekpa, and I think it happened on Wednesday. According to him, Ekpa has been... Should Ejiofor take Simon Ekpa to the court? Let me give you an instance in the Bible. There was a place Paul was talking to believers. He told believers, if you have problems among yourself, if you have scores to settle, talk to elders, people who are elders. Just like having problem in the church, you settle it within the church. Accused of masterminding horror in Nigeria, especially the 5-day sit at home. They said whatever happened during the 5-day sit at home, Ekpa should be blamed for it. Like you already know, the sit at home went as it went. Let me not talk about what happened, as in whether it was successful or not, but there were bloodshed. People died during the sit at home. The 5-day sit at home was end on the 14th. Ekpa has been accusing Ejiofor of working against the actualization of Biafra. Several things have happened ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in custody. Things were like, you understand the meaning of autopilot, automatic, kind of using your intuition. According to Autopilot Group, they already know IPOB stand, and they are going by it. While DOS, they said it's command and control based on that's still the leadership. So automatically, the leadership of IPOB with the, I will not say the departure of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, okay, because of he's in custody, the leadership of IPOB immediately rested on the shoulders of the DOS. But Simon Ekpa and some other people are saying there was now the car came certain things went wrong and they had to operate by the idea of autopilot. That's how autopilot came up. Like we told you earlier, we are discussing how Uche Mefor now sees what has happened. According to Mefor, he said, the battle has continued. Ekpa and the other side, Ekpa and the lawyers, Ekpa and the family, and family members and this and that, disagreement here and there. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot give orders from DSS custody under compulsion, that no orders given from there will be respected, this and that. And the sit at home continues, especially the Monday sit at home. That one has been recording almost 100% observance. So, the disagreement between Ekpa and members of the other side, which is the DOS, it's like now, like we've done in a debate here, DOS versus autopilot. They disagree. They disagree totally. So Uche Mefor is saying, because he has come to a point, imagine settling in Nigerian courts. I'm not here to say it's wrong, but we're looking at Uche Mefor's view. According to Uche Mefor, Ejiofor taking the case to a Nigerian court is an indirect and inverse indictment of ESN, IPOB, and her leadership. And remember, this is an organization Ejiofor represents. Apart from the fact that we are seeing Michael Zekome, Ejiofor has been the man, we know him as the lead counsel for IPOB. So Uche Mefor said, can Finland, for instance, deport her citizens to Nigeria, whereas Nigeria is not safe or where free and fair trial will be guaranteed, if at all? So, according to that's Mefor is looking at chances of Ekpa being brought here. He said the likelihood of that happening is remote, or those at home may be targeted. And there is one key thing Uche Mefor said. He said, either way, Ejiofor may end up implicating himself and client as well. Because you check things like this, who is the founder of ESN? And some people are saying these people who are forcefully enforcing the sit at home, they are ESN. Some say they are not ESN, they are another group, armed people, autopilot. So that is where the problem begins to arise. So that's why they said, okay, Ejiofor defending IPOB is also defending ESN. I want to try to let you know the point Uche Mefor is making. By representing IPOB, he's also defending an arm of the IPOB, which is ESN. Now, if you check Ekpa sit at home, it appears as if those who enforce it might be ESN. But some say they are not ESN. Some say they are UGM. They are different. Some say they are the same. So, by going to court, Mefor is trying to say, Ejiofor is trying to implicate himself and his clients. And remember, in the latest charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is a claim about him forcing Southeasterners to sit at home against their will. And how does he achieve this? They said a group called ESN or UGM whatsoever. So according to Uche Mefor, he said, Simon is not an alien or a third part to ESN IPOB. He was duly endorsed by ESN IPOB and doing the same thing as they do. And in one of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcasts, he endorsed several people, and Ekpa was among those he endorsed. This is a point Uche Mefor is trying to make. So, Uche Mefor said, members of the ESN autopilot IPOB are also members of the ESN DOS IPOB. There is a language Uche Mefor is using here that a pronunciation is using to reckon with these people that I don't want to use. But I'm telling you his position on this. So according to him, he says suing one means or translates to suing the other. The sit at home and the violent enforcement of it are both their hallmark. This is what Mefor wrote on his Twitter. So according to Mefor, okay, to sum everything up, Mefor is trying to say suing ESN, suing Simon Ekpa is like suing the body IPOB you are trying to represent. And you are trying to, you may implicate yourself. He's talking to Ejiofor. You understand? So, viewers, I would like to know what you think about this. This is somehow. What do you think about it? Add your comment. Remember, this is not my opinion. This is Uche Mefor's opinion. Uche Mefor is a former #2 person in IPOB. He's reacting to what has been happening. And the latest that Ejiofor sued Simon Ekpa in a Nigerian court. So what do you think? We want to see your comment as we look at this. We draw the curtain here for this one. Don't fail to subscribe. Please subscribe.